G'day guys and welcome to ReDriven. Now, this piece of salmon is actually a Ford Focus. Actually, it's a Ford Focus S because it has some salt and pepper on it, so it adds a little bit of spice to the recipe. And look, as it is, it's a satisfying and enjoyable thing. And this is a Focus ST. A little bit more spice to keep things interesting, get you a little bit excited, a bit more involved. Spicy enough for some, but not spicy enough for everyone. And this is a Focus RS. Some serious spice now. This thing's going to grab you by the throat, the heart, the neck, maybe even the pants region, and for those that can handle it, it's one hell of an experience. And this is the Ford Focus RS Limited Edition. Oh God. Very, very bloody spicy, and at its best when it's consumed by those that know what they're doing. But here's the thing, as appetizing as this and the RS Limited Edition appear to be, what happens to this hardcore recipe after a few years, and in this case, a few thousand kilometers? What goes wrong with them? Are they reliable? Can you live with them every day? And most importantly, should you buy one? Let's find out. I've got to eat this now, haven't I?
Yeah.
Jesus, okay. Oh my God. Yeah. Now, before we get deep into the Focus RS, please do us a favor and hit those like, subscribe, and bell buttons. And why not follow us on the socials as well? It's very hot. The RS is the all-wheel drive turbocharged hot hatch version of this, the third generation LZ Focus. And this, the limited edition, adds the sexy forged rims wrapped in Michelin Pilot Sport Cup 2 tyres, black highlights, and a limited slip diff. Now, in this video, we will be focusing on the Australian variants of the RS series, but if you're not from Australia, don't freak out because everything we're going to be going over will relate to your local models. And look, while we won't be going over every graphic detail of the RS in this video for obvious reasons, we have done that and we've put it in our handy ReDriven cheat sheets. Our cheat sheets are invaluable as they provide a full breakdown of the car's model range, its common problems, what you need to look out for before you hand over your hard-earned cash, how much of that cash you should be handing over, and so much more. Check it out in the link below. Now, looks are obviously subjective. Personally, I bloody love the way these things look. Like, it's not too boy racer, and yes, I am looking at you, Honda Civic Type R, but at the same time, it's still more proactive about shouting its performance credentials than, say, something understated like a Golf R or Audi S3. The black highlights on the limited edition are cool, but these special models come in a vast range of colours of just nitrous blue, which, look, it's polarising, but hey, if you don't like the colour, just go and get it wrapped. Now, as far as actual quality goes, look, there's no inherent problems with this range of Focus or RS as far as quality goes, but this is a high performance car and it's probably been driven as such, so make sure you go around the car and look for any scuffs or damage, like the car's been overdriven or abused, or any dodgy paintwork in case it has had some, dodgy repair work done. Also, try to get underneath and have a look if it's maybe hit some speed humps too fast or if it's done any rallying of any sort. See if there's any damage under there. Now, if the Focus RS you're looking at has been lowered, make sure that there's no scuff marks up here under the wheel arches. Make sure that if it has been lowered, that has been lowered correctly with quality gear, like some really nice coilovers, not some dodgy aftermarket springs. And these wheels, check for any curb rash or scuffing because these are expensive rims and they're expensive to repair. How's the interior? Okay, well, look, quality-wise and fit and finish, look, it's no Audi S3 or even like Golf R in here, but as far as wear and tear goes, it's doing really well. Like, the leather around the steering wheel still feels nice. It hasn't gone all too glossy. Even these blue highlights that are exclusive to the limited edition, they're not too shiny. It's wearing really well. Speaking of the seats, make sure you check out these wonderful Recaros for wear and tear if you're looking at any RS, especially this side bolster on the entry of the driver's side. Some of the less flexible owners might have a habit of just sliding across and plonking themselves in the seat rather than getting in gracefully, and these can wear, so yeah, just check that. Also, speaking of the seats, these Recaros are absolutely gorgeous, and this is in my driving position, but you sit way too high. It's basically situated too high. You can get lowering kits, but how legal they are depends on your local market. But yeah, it's such a shame. I'm sitting on the car, not in the car. It's bloody frustrating. As far as the back seat goes, look, these beautiful Recaros do sort of impede on your space back here, but as long as you're kind of comfortable with an OnlyFans style leg spread, everything's going to be just okay. And as far as wear and tear goes, the guy that owns this car has dozens of kids and they spend a bit of time back here, and wear and tear is great. It feels like a brand new car. Excellent. How's the tech? Look, it's good. It comes with Ford's Sync 3 system that has Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, a reversing camera, and a whole bunch of other things. And look, there's nothing inherently wrong with it, but it's just starting to feel a little old and just a little bit clunky. Besides the infotainment system, the RS comes with adaptive headlights, cruise control, keyless entry and start, LED daytime running lights, front fog lights, auto headlights, rain sensing wipers, satellite navigation, and parking sensors. Actual practicality, look, it's good. Because there's a rear diff hiding under here, the boot in the all-wheel drive Focus RS is actually smaller than the front-wheel drive Focus RS, but it's pretty tight, yeah. Like I can fit, but not great. Oh, also, the rear seats don't fold flat. Bit annoying. Actually getting in the back seat is super easy because the aperture is really huge and the doors open really wide, so getting in and out or throwing children in and out, super easy. Practicality in the back seat is average. There's no armrest with cup holders, there's no mat pockets on the backs of the seats. There is a little shelf, I don't know what you'd put in that, but something very, very small. There's also a door pocket and another little kind of door space near like your bum, basically near your hip. But to get anything in or out of those is going to require you to dislocate a wrist or an elbow, so not all that practical back here. And storage up front is great. You've got a little spot for your sunnies up here. The door bins are massive. It easily fit a big size water bottle in there. There's a spot for your mobile phone here. There's storage here with a little flip up lid and some tech accessories in there. And you've got cup holders here with little adjustable, I'm going to call them cup grippers. That's the technical term if you're not a car person. Also, there's a little secret chamber down here which you can go and store any emotions or thoughts you don't want to think about. It's great. Now, being a performance car, it's probably been driven like a performance car, and that means mechanically things can go wrong. What goes wrong? I'm not a mechanic, I can't tell you, but Jim is.
Righto. Firstly, the elephant in the room, the head gaskets. Yep, early on they had a lot of problems with head gaskets. Most of the time it was covered under Ford warranty. They put a different design head gasket on it and they're pretty much sorted. Other problems you might have could be from the previous owner, because 350 horsepower with drift mode. These things are really well engineered, but driving it to and beyond its limits is going to wear things out and break things. So have a good look over it. Besides that, the 2.3 litre EcoBoost is a solid little engine. I like them so much I'm actually putting one in my race car. Focus RS, a good, solid, feisty little nugget.
There is a decent amount of safety gear fitted to the RS Limited Edition, including 6 airbags, ABS, AEB, brake assist, traction control and DSC, but it does miss out on lane keep assist, blind spot monitoring and rear cross traffic alert. Also, technically the RS doesn't actually have an ANCAP safety rating as it is a low production run car, but the Focus on which it is based has been awarded a full 5 stars. So what's it like to drive? Well look, it's no secret that these things are an absolute weapon, but okay, let's get the negatives out of the road before we see if its praises still deserve to be sung. The ride quality is superb as long as you're driving on a racetrack or a billiard table. If you're driving on the road, it's very, very firm and pretty crashy. Combine the very firm suspension with the thinly padded Recaro seats and track-focused rubber, and yeah, your spine and a chiropractor are going to be mates in no time. The other problem is that this harshness is probably just going to get worse as the car and suspension ages. Look, it's not unbearable, and I think you need to almost expect a certain level of firmness when you've got a car so focused on performance. But it's interesting that Honda have managed to nail that balance between firmness and sportiness, but still being compliant with the Civic Type R. And look, I know I've said this before, but this seat height just shits me. In a car like this, I want to feel low and hunkered down and like I'm part of the equation, but at the moment I feel like I'm sitting almost on the car rather than in the car. What else is wrong with the driving experience? Well, not much really. So the first thing you're probably going to do when you get behind the wheel of an RS is plant that right foot. And yeah, it's bloody quick. This particular car actually has a retuned ECU and an aftermarket dump pipe, and it is bloody rapid, like properly fast. But the RS is about so much more than just straight line antics, and it just does everything so well. Being a limited edition, this car has a Quaife LSD, and on dry public roads, can you tell the difference between this and a standard RS? No, not really. Look, you might be able to tell the difference on a racetrack, but we're not on racetracks, and this is not my car, so you're just gonna have to take my word for it. In the wet, you might be able to tell the difference between this and a standard RS, but again, it's not raining and we can't request rain on demand. So again, you're gonna have to take my word for it. Age and a few thousand kilometers have done wonders for this gearbox. When these were new, the gear change was almost a little bit overly notchy, but now, it's just fluid and smooth and accurate. Love it. Even the brakes, I feel like the age and kilometers on this car have done wonders for the brakes. Like, they've never been bad, but that middle pedal just has even more communication through it. The Focus RS comes with 4 drive modes: normal, sport, track, and drift. And while sport is the most fun, even normal isn't exactly normal. Track and drift should both really be left for the track, and again, we can't afford a track. Look, this thing is an absolutely awesome performance car. The way it goes, the way it turns in, balance mid-corner, the way it brakes, it just does everything so right. Okay, the ride is a little bit harsh, but what a thing, what a thing. As far as pricing for these limited edition RSs go, the guy that bought this paid $53,500 for it when it was brand new. If you can find one in the first place and a shabby high kilometer one, you're going to be paying pretty much that to get behind the wheel of a second-hand one. But find one like this, low kilometers, mint condition, you're going to be paying into the $60,000 range. Now, the claimed fuel economy actually isn't too bad considering what these cars are actually capable of, but what Ford's claimed fuel economy is and what your fuel economy will be are going to be dramatically different things depending on the self-discipline and weight of your right foot. The guy that owns this car is seeing 12 to 14 litres per 100 Ks. Now, the tyres. Look, these things are high-performance tyres. They're designed for maximum grip, not longevity. And if you're driving the RS in the manner it's designed to be driven, you're going to go through tyres pretty quickly. So you're going to need to budget for some new boots pretty regularly. Now, Ford announced on May the 1st, 2018 that their entire range would have a 5-year unlimited kilometre warranty, meaning that many RSs still have a good amount of factory support left on them. But before that, it was a 3-year, 100,000 kilometre warranty, meaning a stack of RSs have no factory support left on them. Ford also offer a lifetime capped price servicing plan, but remember, there is always the option of taking it to your local independent mechanic or maybe a performance specialist. So, should you buy one? Well, look, with an all-new Focus range out, the release of the GR Yaris, updates to the Civic Type R, i30 and Golf R, and a whole host of other hot hatches about to land on our shores, the Focus RS, it still offers a really unique and special experience. Plus, they're practical, so far they're reliable, they can be fuel efficient if you're a really boring person, and they're holding their value incredibly well. So even when it comes to the sensible stuff, the RS does make sense. Plus, if you can get one of these limited edition models, we think these things are going to be a future classic. So yes, 100% yes, you should buy a Focus RS, especially a limited edition. I don't want to give this one back. I really don't want to give it back. I love it. Guys, thank you so much for watching. And what do you think? Would you buy an RS? Tell us what you think. Also, while you're at it, make sure you hit that like, subscribe, and bell icons, and go and follow us on Facebook and Instagram as well. See you later.